name is Jamal Hill. I'm a Team USA Paralympic swimmer and medalist, and I'm here enjoying networking, growing at the Meetup LA. We're the gathering spot. So happy to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Jamal. Appreciate your time. Let's jump into it. First question, could you tell us, talk about your journey? You said that you are an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about what that is like and how you got into that life, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just point out the elephant in the room. Did that black man just say he's a professional swimmer? That's what I said. Funny enough, my mother, she was a great athlete. She never really learned how to swim. She's from Compton, I'm from Inglewood. And when I was born, 10 months old, she's like, my son's gonna know how to swim. So 10 months old, I was in Mommy and Me. Probably like a lot of people that I see that you can relate, especially for the young men. The first sport you get into, a lot of times you tend to carry with it, and I love that water. Whoever you are, whatever you do. I went from Mommy and Me to swim lessons to swim team. And at 10 years old, I was actually diagnosed with a very rare neuropathy that left me paralyzed, called Charcot-Marie-Tooth, and that really cut out my swimming career for a bit. And once I came out of the remission of that state, I was left with this body that I have now, 0% nerves from my elbows to my fingertips, and about 30% from my knees to the soles of my feet. So it feels like I'm standing on my knees at all times, and when I'm in bed at night, I never text with my phone over my face, face too pretty. But ultimately over time, I started to learn, started to grow, started to accept my disability. I started to shed off the shame and really the proverbial closet that I had hidden myself in because of lack of, just self-worth, lack of what I felt would be acceptance of the community. And in doing that, I was able to refine my love of swimming. And I'm blessed, I'm lucky, I'm hardworking, I'm talented, and I was able to ultimately end up making my first Paralympic swimming team for Team USA 2020, and I won a bronze medal in 2021 in Tokyo. I just competed last summer in Paris 2024, and now I'm on the road for LA 2028 right here in the City of Champions.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. You're a homegrown talent. You've overcome your own adversities, right? And you still found time to pursue your passions. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to a lot of people, right, who are maybe working a regular 9-to-5, but have this desire to pursue a dream or a passion of theirs, right? What would you tell the people who are trying to overcome their hurdles to get to their own dreams or their personal aspirations?
Absolutely. The first thing I would just say is you're worth it. And I don't mean that to say cheesy, I mean not to hopefully not speak to whoever's hearing this, not their ears, but to speak to their heart. Just to know that you're worth it. And one thing that really helped me was just thinking, man, I could sit on this couch, for the next 5 years, and regardless of what I do or whatever shows I watch, 5 years are still going past. I don't know, man, I'm a college dropout. I dropped out of college to go try and be a pro swimmer. So it was crazy. It should have never worked. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be who I am. But what led me to do that was just saying, I want this to be my story. And all that means is I want this to be my life. And it's okay if it doesn't work out. If I didn't end up becoming a pro swimmer, I was always gonna know, well, I tried it, I did it, I explored it. I could go back to college, I could go do something else, I could go this, I could go that, as long as you're alive and you have a desire, you can do it. So that's what drove me. I hope even just a sliver of that touches you and is able to help you ignite that drive within yourself. But time is gonna pass, life is short, all the things that you already know, and you really can't fail. It's at the end of the day, it's just about the story, baby, so go live.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, right, life is too short to get hung up on the negatives, right? Take that risk, take that gamble. At the end of the day, you can always say that you at least tried, right? There's no failure in at least trying. So I love that. I love that.
Yeah, man. And even if I may, there's something about saying at least trying that feels a little disempowering. You know what I mean? There's a difference between racing and winning, right? Mm-hmm. There's a difference between doing and achieving. right? And so if you're trying, you haven't done it. So if you do it, right, like maybe it's levels to it. So a lot of us tend to like get like, again, I got into it, well, I'm gonna make it my career. I want a medal, I want the Olympics. I want to act, I want to be a Hollywood actor, I want to be a chef, I want a Michelin star restaurant. It's good to like go really big, but you gotta understand everything on that journey, everything on that road, you are doing it. You are living it, you are enjoying it, you know? So this is just one man's 30-year journey, and I've been pro for I dropped out of school in 2016, so I've been out of school for like 9 years now. I've been pro for 6 years now. You know, so take all of this with a grain of salt.
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, you, like you said, you did it, right? And there's levels to it. Now, could you also speak about pivoting, right? Because not only are you obviously an Olympian, right, but you pursued other endeavors.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think, you know, the key word of pivot, right? So obviously, I know pivot from a basketball sense. Right, so you have one leg anchored and you can move all the way around in a circle as long as that foot stays anchored. So what we're really talking about here is cyclical energy, right? What we're talking about is well-roundedness, right? And so ultimately when I was building my swimming career and I realized, oh, this is viable for me, I won my first national championships, I knew like, me winning medals and like, you know, getting endorsement deals, don't get me wrong, representation matters. Representation does matter, but that stuff was just for me. You know, like there wasn't really gonna be any huge difference for anyone else. So I felt like I owed more to my parents, to my community, to myself, and to the world at large. That said, I needed to find a way to vertically integrate my passion. And everything that drives me really, like, for me, that passion really is a sweet spot between profit and purpose. You know, so not only am I a professional swimmer, but I started a foundation. We teach 1 million people around the world how to swim every year, from LA to San Diego to New York to Texas to Medellin, Colombia. Programs expanding, you know, into Mexico, India, Africa. You know, I've had an opportunity to hold offices at the United Nations. My consulting business in aquatics probably has served, you know, it's served maybe your favorite mayor. We've done huge deals with the LA County, LA City, the city of New York, all around swim education, just because that's my passion, you know, and I wanted to vertically integrate my business around that so again it could stay focused. But I just say that to say, whatever you're doing, there's a whole bunch of different angles to it. You know, any one object, you can look at it from a whole lot of different angles. So it's your life, you know, you are the most pristine, the most divine art that has ever existed, you know, at least to your knowledge. So start to look at yourself and your passions from different angles. And I promise you, where there's a will, there's a way. And it's not always about doing it to the highest level. It's not always about, you know, escaping a 9 to 5. You know, I think definitely that there's got to be a sweet spot between like dreams and desperation to get that ambition going. But the more you evolve, you know, the more your mind starts to shift, and the more you really start to realize what people say, it's all about the journey. You know, but I know what it's been like to be at the start of that road and to be like, why does everybody keep saying this? I'm trying to get there. You know, but after you hit your head a few times, you get some of your dreams and realize, man, and everything I thought it was cracked up to be, your values start to crystallize. But again, you only get to experience those emotions, that complexity, when you really start to commit into the best version, the most complete version of yourself, the version that you were born to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate your insight, man, and everything that you said. This event, right, the meetup is all about people networking and growing and pursuing interests outside of their maybe 9 to 5. Looking forward to seeing what you continue to do, man. Thank you for the interview. Best of luck.
Stay tapped in. LA 28, Jamal Hill is going down in the city. We're gonna swim. We're gonna win medals, but even more than that, man, we just loving life, and I'm looking forward to meeting a whole lot of other inspiring, impactful people here tonight at the meetup. So if you ain't been yet, come and check us next time.